We are at mid-season, and oh man, it's so many good games this week. But let's start Thursday night. Minnesota at the Chargers. I think this line moved a little bit to -3.5. Carson Wentz making his fifth straight start for the Vikings. We're not getting JJ McCarthy against his old Michigan coach. Harry, what a bummer there. Chargers have lost three of their last four. Herbert goes against Brian Flores' defense, allowing 19.4 points per game. And Darren, let's start with you.
Yeah, Joe, I don't normally like to pick a side with these Thursday night games because it's just too unpredictable. So I'll take a player prop. I'm going to take Addison over 51.5 receiving yards at -115. Seems a little low to me for a guy that's coming off a game where he had 12 targets, 8 receptions, and well over 100 yards against the Eagles. Since his return from his suspension, he is averaging 94 plus yards per game. Wentz is a veteran guy. Teams have been bracketing Jefferson and leaving Addison single covered. I would assume the Chargers will have a very similar game plan. Addison easily goes over 51.5 yards in this one, Joe.
Yeah, passing game, I do trust it's weird. I trust it a little more with Carson Wentz. By the way, NFC, Brian talked about this early on this season. NFC 25-13 against AFC this season.
Wow,
So
good call.
yeah,
It's a good stat. Good stat.
Buffalo at Carolina. Carolina getting 7.5. The Red Rifle. Andy Dalton back at quarterback for Bryce Young, who suffered a high ankle sprain last week. Harry asked just how high it was. I don't know. I have no idea what that even means, what even significance that has.
By the way, can I just say that
What?
speaking of being high, during that interview, Michael Jordan last night, his eyes were so bloodshot. I don't know if it was from the booze, from the
What?
who knows
No.
what, but his eyes were red.
Well, it's funny. I sent that on another text with our friend, just asking like it could be a sign of multiple things. I don't think it was an issue like currently. It's a question like sometimes you hear like liver issues when your eyes are like that. There's like jaundice or something.
Aren't Troy Aikman's eyes always like that though too nowadays?
Yeah.
Harry
like
is
when
an.
they go to-
That's
I
his
don't know, but
mascara and makeup that he's wearing, so I don't know.
if Michael Jordan something is wrong, get well soon. I hope the goat is okay. But I don't know if anyone knows about bloodshot eyes. That it would be Harry. So I guess
I
he
mean,
is
look, I know. I mean,
our optical
We get
expert.
Visine as a sponsor.
All right.
Oh, come on. Visine.
Right.
It's a good
I know
one.
Harry has showed up to these pods before with like one eye completely shut.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been worse.
You would not.
Still
Yeah.
show up.
All right, we're gonna now. I could beat Michael Jordan in a staring contest. Yeah. Oh boy. All right, let's get unless Harry has anything else, we'll get back on track. Buffalo at Carolina. Bills have lost two straight. Last time we saw them was losing against the Falcons on Monday night. But under Sean McDermott, the Bills are perfect 8-0 after the bye week since 2017. Josh Allen, same thing, 7-0 after a bye week, 16 total touchdowns in those games. But Bry, you're going with a Carolina prop.
Yeah, Carolina prop. I mean, if I was taking the spread here, I probably would take the 7.5. I know it's so tough. Buffalo off a bye versus Andy Dalton. 7.5 seems like a lot, but yeah, the prop I like is Rico Dowdle over 49.5 rushing yards. Like in the last three games, he has 468 yards rushing. And look, I get Bryce Young isn't playing here. And the Bills may stack the box. You also have to factor in sometimes that, it's possible they split carries a little bit more in the backfield in Carolina. But the Bills' run defense has been awful so far this season. They actually give up the most yards per carry. I think it's like 5.6 or 5.8 yards per carry they're giving up. So you can get Dowdle for 49.5 rushing yards. Seems like extremely low.
Really low.
The lowest he had was, upper 70s against the Jets last week over the last 3 weeks. So seems like a really low number, so I would go over here.
I like it. Jets at the jungle. The Bengals -6.5. Jets 0-7. Bengals 3-4 with new life under Joe Flacco. Woody Johnson, by the way, making some headlines this week, saying if we could just complete a pass, it would look good. We got to complete some passes. Woody, that's great insight. Great insight from the owner. Got to complete some passes. Oh, parlay kid. So I was thinking that might have been Bill Belichick's greatest decision ever. Is like Woody Johnson bought the team and he's like, I'm out. I'm
He's
out.
out. That's right.
But Aaron Glenn did his best to diffuse the situation. We got Tyrod Taylor this week against the Bengals, who's been on more teams than Harry during his career, getting a start for a seventh NFL team. And Harry, uh, I, I have to go to you. This is your Bengals. So
They're my Bengals. They're my Bengals. That's for sure. And you know what? I don't feel great about them laying this type of number. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do a 6-point teaser. Cincinnati down to minus a half, so just have to win the game, and under 50.5. Look, I love seeing the fight from Cincinnati last week as a dog, potentially having their season on the line. But even versus the Jets, I don't fully trust them to cover 6.5, like I just said. So I'm a 6-point teaser. I just want to win the game. I trust Flacco to do that after his season-saving performance for Cincinnati last week. The Jets team stinks. We all know this. But their defense has been playing tough. And Cincy's offense took forever this year to finally get going and looking decent. New York, in losses in back-to-back weeks here, have given up just 13 points in both games. Cincy survives this one, guys, and I can't see this game reaching 50 points. Cincy wins, game goes under 50.5 for a two-team 6-point tease.
I was seeing the rare head nod from Brother Bry that you might actually agree with, Harry.
I like it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it. I don't think it's gonna be. I mean, I can't imagine the Jets scoring much right now.
Yeah. No, that's for sure. Cleveland at New England. New England -7. Drake May gets a solid test against this tough Browns defense. Vrabel and the Pats 5-2 against the spread this year. Browns 0-3 against the spread on the road so far this season. Parlay Kid, I come to you because as long as I've known you, I feel like these are two teams. If you didn't love the Cowboys, you love their style of play. You secretly kind of are liking the Browns and Patriots, and now here they are playing against each other.
Yeah, well, look, I've always had great respect for the Patriots, right? Even when they were winning, I didn't hate them as much as so many other people did during that great run, and I'm kind of glad to see them back in the football spotlight. And there's reasons why I root for Cleveland is just because we have a buddy that absolutely hates Cleveland. And just it's more in spite that I root for Cleveland. It really has nothing else to do with that. And I had a chance to, be on the field once in Cleveland and meet the owner there, and very kind to me. So why wouldn't I root for them when I have a chance? So interesting matchup here, Joel. I don't like this game because we do know what Cleveland's defense can be like. But this Patriot team has been excelling. Obviously, May is emerging as a top flight NFL quarterback. So let me just do a May, a parlay here with some of his props. I'm going to take May over 200 yards passing, which he has gone over that in every single start this year so far. And I'm going to take May to have go over 1.5 touchdown passes, and he's hit that in 5 of his last 6. I'll just keep May to keep rolling. He's developing really good chemistry with these kind of unknown wide receivers and Henry, and he's got some backs that can do it out of the backfield. So we're going to do that parlay over 1.5 touchdown passes, over 200 yards passing at plus 115 for Drake May. I know this defense is good, but those can even be some, like with the way he's playing, those are almost pedestrian numbers for May right now.
Yeah, no, it is. And if a little background there, when Parlay Kid was in Cleveland, he was looking to be the special teams coordinator. Is that why you were there?
Yeah, no, I
you
was
were interviewing.
I was in interview for a special teams coordinator. Yes,
okay.
yes.
All right. Well, we turned the job down, and it was we were fortunate. That was our gain, their loss. Giants at Eagles. The Eagles -7, looking to get revenge for that Week 6 loss to the Giants. Giants coming off that brutal collapse against the Broncos last week. Eagles get Brandon Graham back from a pretty short retirement. Jalen Hurts, though, finally had a big day passing last week. First 300+ passing yard game in over a year. And I was thinking about it. It's so funny because you think Hurts and Barkley, they're going to own this division for a long time. Now here come Dart and Scattaboo, and they seem like the two you'd rather have. But Brother Bry, I'm only worried about Sunday. Who do you like?
Yeah, look, this line in the last hour or two went to 7.5, which seems like a lot of points. Look, it's hard to envision the Giants beating the Eagles again, right? I mean, they just played them 2 games ago, but I still think 7.5 is too much, and I'll gladly take that. You have to be happy with the way the Giants are playing, right? They've been very competitive with the good teams, and when you think about the Eagles, even though finally they got the passing game going the other day, but they're still not running on all cylinders, right? Defensively, there's still some holes. They
Mhm.
still have some injuries around. Their running game hasn't gotten going. So yeah, I think there's a little bit of momentum for the Giants who can't be happy with the way the Broncos game finished up. So I think 7.5 is just too much. So I think the Eagles win this game like 27-23.
Oh, that'll be a good one. Not as good as this one though. The game that will always have a special place in my heart because it brought us back. Titans at Colts, Titans getting 14 and a half in a divisional game. And I'm calling this Harry's AFC South bet of the year. Harry, take it away. Tell
Wow.
me, you're back on the Titans
Wow.
against the Colts. Tell me.
Well, I'll say this. I did say in past pods that I was done picking Indianapolis games. I'm going to hold true to that statement. I'm going to go with a player prop here.
Mm,
I'm going to take Tyler Warren of the Colts.
yes.
Anytime touchdown at plus 145. I
Like
mean,
it.
they hung 41 up on him in the first game. I was totally wrong. I admit that. Uh, Taking Tennessee, they could have probably, if they wanted to, hung 60 on him if they really wanted to. But I'm going to take Warren to get an anytime touchdown. Tennessee has given touchdowns to tight ends over the last 2 weeks. Warren had 107 catches in his last season at Penn State, which is amazing for a tight end in college. 17 catches this year. He scored a touchdown in the last 3 games. Why not make it 4 in a row versus this Titans team? Warren, anytime touchdown. You're getting a good plus at plus 145.
Like it.
I like it. I like it a lot, but I'm disappointed. I mean, it's a little safe. A little safe from
It's a
you,
little,
pal.
well, it is a plus 145. Plus, you know me, I don't like laying big numbers like that anyways, but how in the world can anybody honestly take the Titans? Look what the New England did last week doing. So you just can't take Tennessee. You just can't do it.
That's what I'm trying to get at him
Harry,
because watch the Titans pull this out.
Harry, he's got more than 17 receptions. Did you say 17 receptions?
Oh, yeah. Did I say that?
33 receptions.
Wow. Well,
33.
maybe
And
I was.
how
Maybe
did
I
the
was.
how did
Yeah.
some of these
I am high. I don't
teams
know.
how did some of these teams let him get to the Colts in that draft? Everybody knew he was the best tight end coming out. Like, how did
Yeah.
that happen?
Me and Brian.
How did
Derek,
that happen?
Derek, Me and Brian discussed it in the last pod that the Bears trying to get fancy and cute, taking
They
Copeland
did.
from
That's
Michigan
right. That's
instead
right.
of
They did.
Warren, it was just plain stupid.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
stupid.
And, well, the funny thing was that I don't know if you guys remember, I lost like a big bet when we gave
Yes.
out
Yeah,
draft
right.
order because I had Warren going ahead of
Under
him.
10 and a half or something, right,
Well,
Brian?
it was
Something
like
that?
no, I needed him
9
to
and a-
go that pick that the
Yes,
Bears
right,
had.
right.
And I had another one where I had Warren going ahead of him too. like,
Crazy. How did that happen?
yeah. So makes
Well,
makes
we
no
love
sense.
he is now AFC. He is now Harry's AFC South bet of the year. So congrats to
Harry, how
him.
did you decide bet of
Maybe
the
blame James Franklin.
Harry,
Blame
how
James
did you
Franklin.
Harry, how did you decide bet of the year versus bet of the month? I feel like you struggle with these.
I don't know. It's all a talk, Brian. You know that.
Don't forget, it's not lock of the year. It's just bet of the year. You know, we have to. Yeah. All right, let's get to it. Dallas at Denver. Denver -3. Cowboys 3-3, still in the mix. Broncos 5-2, coming off that huge comeback against the Giants that we talked about. Hey, can't ask much more of Dak Prescott this season. Offense is humming. They've hung up 3 40-point games this season, as well as a 37-point game. You got CD Lamb right back in the mix last week. So it feels like it just comes down to if Dallas defense can get stops. And then Parlay Kid, I'm sensing a pattern with you with these
Yeah,
Cowboys bets
I-
here.
Well, look, it's always hard. This is a tough game. I could any of us here feel confident in picking either side in this game. Like really, I don't see any of us feeling like that Denver would cover or Dallas would cover here or what's going to really happen. So kind of like what I did, when Dowdle played against the Cowboys, like in what would be the revenge game, Why can't this be Javonte Williams' revenge game against the Broncos? They discarded him, threw him to the curb, and then Dallas picked him up, and his career has been revitalized. So I'm going to take Javonte Williams anytime touchdown -120 here against his old team, Denver Broncos. Got 7 touchdowns on the year. He's averaging a touchdown a game, over 5 yards a carry a game. And there's no vultures here for the Cowboys. Like Blue is not coming in on the goal line to get a carry for Dallas. So that's all Williams. Anything inside the 10 is going to be Williams rushing the ball if they're going to rush it. And I think they go out of their way to find to make sure he gets in the end zone this week, and which they should. If they have a chance, that they should let him score against his old team. Basically, even odds for a guy who's scoring every week, and he is a battering ram down by that goal line. In short yardage situations, he runs tough. He runs hard. Williams, anytime touchdown, book it.
Yeah, he's on my fantasy team, and it's been a welcome surprise this year how good he's been. But I do wonder after this week, maybe in Denver there's a lot more sharing of carries. I wonder if he'll slow down, if he's worth maybe trying to trade high.
I'm not sure about that.
You love him. You love him.
I love him. I think what a great fit he's been. He's cost effective. Fantastic. I love the kid.
All right. So we'll hang on to him. Sunday night, Green Bay at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh +3.5. Steelers defense was awful last Thursday against the Bengals. Made Joe Flacco look like Joe Montana. But now Aaron Rodgers gets his old team.
Yes.
I think they put in a new field this week. So that if you're into turf, there's good news for that. Bry, where are you going?
I would lean Pittsburgh getting 3.5 points in this one. Green Bay, Pittsburgh has, the longer rest. Green Bay's, back-to-back road games here. But I'm going to go with the prop, and I'm going to say Aaron Rodgers, 2 passing touchdowns at -125. He has 2 or more touchdowns in 4 of his 6 games this year. Maybe this is the revenge tour type season, right? 4 touchdown passes against the Jets. He's going to want to play well against the Packers team here. And like I said, I like the Steelers coming off a loss here, and I like Rodgers a little bit better to get 2 passing touchdowns. I think it could be, pretty high scoring game.
Yeah, as long as none of his offensive lineman teammates tackle him after a passing touchdown and injure him. Yeah,
that was so good.
So good.
It seemed like when you first saw it, like one of our friends sent it to us. And like it seemed like something Sora did, right? It seemed like the artificial intelligence, right? It was like some video. I was like, oh, that was actually real.
He was so pissed.
So true.
So pissed, and it is like sums up the Aaron Rodgers experience perfectly. Like great 100%. Touchdown pass, and celebrating, and then just pissed off at his own teammates.
I know,
so unbelievable. True. The Aaron Rodgers experience. Commanders at Chiefs. Chiefs now -11.5. This line keeps getting higher than Harry in Amsterdam. Honestly, Commanders. They're without Jaden Daniels, but Harry, they might not need the officials anymore. The Chiefs. They've got all their weapons back. Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown. A lot of options for Patrick Mahomes. Which way you headed?
Yeah, he's spreading the ball around plenty, but I'm gonna go in this one. How about this one? I think Brian's gonna love this one. I'm going to go under 5.5 total touchdowns for the game between Washington and Kansas City at -130. The last 11 Monday night games have gone under 5.5 touchdowns in 9 of them. Joel, you mentioned Jaden Daniels out with a hamstring injury, not going to play. Washington's passing game is pathetic. Deebo Samuel leads this team with just an average of 52 yards receiving a game. And if Kansas City gets out to their double-digit lead, 14, 17 points, they probably put it on cruise control, rely a lot on the running game with Pacheco, who's running hard again for the first time in a long time, in anticipation to being looking forward to the next 2 games, Kansas City, where they are in Buffalo and in Denver.
All right, Bry. So he asked, he thinks you're going to love this. So I don't know. This is Harry trying to it's like a dating app, but with betting. He's trying to sell you. What do you think? Under
Um,
5.5 total?
Well, it's interesting, right? Because the Kansas City offense is kind of humming. Washington's defense was terrible last week. But this could be one of those games that KC gets up big. I can see Washington not really scoring in this one.
Right.
So there's a possibility they they're up, 2-17 in the first half and they kind of go on cruise control the rest of the
Right.
game, just not a lot of points scored. So I don't hate it. It's just tough because Washington's D was so bad last week.